So I got a question for all who may listen. There's the feeling of nostalgia that we all know of when we're looking at 80s and 90s anime, and even when looking back to the past. But I remember getting that same feeling when I was watching anime at that time. And there's very few things that gave me that feeling. For example, something outside of anime was like Tex Avery or Hanna-Barbera cartoons where they would show you like life on a farm or Cars of the Future or House of the Futures type. Like I always found it weirdly adventurous watching those things and I was very encapsulated by them. And then of course with anime it was very different because I was like, yo, what is this? This is different from any cartoon I've seen. And then as time go by, I started realizing that there was a story and structure and so on. And it was like a whole world open up to me for adventure. And of course, like, you're into this and you fast forward decades later and I'm looking at this and everybody's telling me that that's a feeling of nostalgia, but I don't understand that because I felt that while I was watching it. There's a line from The Office where I believe it's Andy. He asked, why isn't it we can't tell when we're in the good moments? And I could tell back then that I was in the good moments. I enjoyed every moment of it on the Saturday mornings and even after school when I would watch toonami. And there was always that feeling. It was weird and it was weirdly enough like being nostalgic, but I was in the moment watching these things for the first time, especially when I started watching Adult Swim. Like I watched toonami or I was kind of in tuned to toonami before I got to fully see Adult Swim. And the only thing I saw late at night was like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, or whatever the case is. And even that was kind of interesting, where I was like, oh, this is a new adventure for me. And it's weird looking back on that now, where it went from being this adventure to being, I guess, content, something where I enjoyed it, I know it, I feel it. And now that I'm older, I feel the nostalgia of it, but that nostalgia is more like content. And I just want to ask people like, did you feel that at the time where you're watching these things? Because it doesn't make sense to me that I would feel nostalgia while I'm watching something for the first time, while I'm basically consuming this for the first time. And of course, there's the idea that you're on this adventure and you're checking something new. But I've had a feeling of I'm looking at something new when I got older, and it was nowhere like what I felt when I was watching these 80s and 90s animes for the first time. So I just wanted to put that out there, who may listen and may comment or whatever. But tell me what you think. Till next time.